Hello friends, welcome to Sherri's Life. My husband and I are getting ready to head to Disneyland in California for Christmas. And as you know, I love to make my own Disney ears for our Disney trips. So this year I am making a pair of Christmas themed ears inspired by one of my favorite holiday movies. In White Christmas, at the end, the women come out in these beautiful red dresses with the white fur trim, and they're just so pretty. So I am going to do my ears based off of that. So here is what I'm using. I have my ears, and then I have this foam sparkly paper, some of the white fur fringe, some satin black ribbon that's wired, and then this that will go over the ribbon kind of as a buckle. So let's get started. The first thing we're gonna do is cut out the red for the ears. I'm gonna flip this over and actually trace the ear on the back and cut it out so I know exactly how big it is. So we are left with the cutouts, and then I like to just cut around just the shape of the band so that it kind of matches right along and it doesn't stick out weird. So now that we have these cut, you can see right along the edge of the headband, we're gonna glue these down. They do actually have the sticky backs, but just to make sure they stay in place, we're gonna glue. And I'm just using a super glue, it's go-to glue. Now that that's done, we're gonna take this. I just got this at Joann Fabrics. It's just kind of white fur. I am going to place it right around here, right around the ear, and figure out how big it needs to be. So now we have 2 strips of the fur, one for each ear, and now we're gonna glue them on. So I'm gluing this on sort of in sections, just kind of, 2 inches at a time, to kind of let it dry a little bit before I start pulling on it to kind of wrap it around the ear. And we're just gonna line up the edge of the fur right along the edge of the red. So now that this side is dry enough to be able to mess with this side and not mess up this side, we are gonna glue on the other piece of fur. Now that the fur is mostly dry enough that we can kind of mess with the bow and not mess up the fur, we're gonna work on the bow. So we want our bow to kind of come up over both ears a little bit. So I'm just gonna measure this and then basically kind of double it, a little bit more than double it, so that we can have the bow kind of poof out a little bit. All right, so we're just gonna kind of fold the bow sort of in thirds, fold it over itself just a little bit. I'm gonna flip it over and then just kind of accordion the bow so that we get these little folds in it. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of glue right in between there, and then I'm gonna have it holding with a rubber band just while we're working on the centerpiece. And it doesn't really matter if the center here is kind of not very pretty because we're gonna cover it. So we kind of just need it for that accordion look. It doesn't matter if it's not real pretty. Okay, so we can set the bow over to the side for the time being. And now we're gonna use the same ribbon and we're gonna actually wrap it around here and the bow. So we just need to figure out how long it needs to be in order to come back on itself. And then I am gonna fold this into thirds. I'm gonna loop it right through this little buckle. And just kind of center it. So you have this. So now we're going to attach the bow. We're just going to place this right here in the center. Take this. We're going to put some glue all the way down it. Place this right in the center there. And then we're just going to wrap this right around. And we can cut off what we don't need. We need it to overlap just a little bit. And again, it's just sort of a waiting game to get it to dry. So now that the bow is attached, we're gonna kind of fluff up the bow a little bit. And you've got your ears. I am super happy with how these turned out. They're some of my favorite Christmas ears that I have made. Let me know in the comments below what you think. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.